All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're tackling a dilemma that budget-conscious movers, long-term guests, and frankly, a lot of hosts face every single day. You know the stereotype, right? That sad, deflated air mattress sitting on the floor? But what happens when a company claims they've literally engineered that problem away?
We're zeroing in on the King Koil Twin Air Mattress today. Can this thing actually serve as a cost-effective, long-term sleeping solution? We're going to compare its features, its real-world durability, and its daily maintenance against standard traditional beds. Basically, we want to know if you can realistically swap your standard mattress for, well, a portable tower of air?
To figure this out, we'll be looking at the traditional bed alternative, proper setup and inflation, how to maximize daily comfort and maintenance wear patterns, and finally, the warranty and our final verdict.
Starting off with Section 1, the traditional bed alternative, evaluating the King Koil Twin.
So let's see how this aspirational airbed tries to bust the myth of the cheap, uncomfortable blow-up bed. The sheer size difference between these two is wild. A massive selling point for the King Koil is its 20-inch double-high profile. If you've ever slept on a standard 10-inch budget airbed, you absolutely know the struggle of basically doing a deep squat just to get up off the floor in the morning. This 20-inch height mimics the elevation of a standard mattress on a box spring, making it incredibly accessible for daily adult use. Plus, it's got a luxurious flock top to keep your bed sheets from sliding around, which, fixes another major airbed annoyance.
But what about the actual support? Unlike the typical bouncy castle feel of a cheap airbed that leaves your back aching, King Koil uses an internal enhanced coil beam construction. This actually creates a firmness that's endorsed by the International Chiropractors Association to promote proper spinal alignment. I mean, it's a genuinely surprising claim for an inflatable bed, but it really bridges the gap between temporary travel gear and a legitimate daily sleep solution.
Moving right along to Section 2, proper setup and inflation. Day 1 priorities.
When we move to the actual setup, there are a few specific things you absolutely must do on day 1 to protect your investment and ensure maximum structural support. Now, setup is blazing fast. You plug in the built-in 120-volt AC pump, turn the knobs, and boom, you have a fully inflated bed in exactly 60 seconds. But here's a crucial thing to remember for that final setup step. This is the manufacturer's pro tip. That soft flocking layer and the thick PVC material, they will naturally stretch to their full capacity over the first 24 hours, so needing a top-off on day 2 is entirely normal. It's not a puncture, and it's definitely not a leak. Knowing this definitely prevents a lot of immediate panic for new users.
And if you properly inflate the twin model using that built-in pump and rely on its no-slip base to keep it stable, it absolutely guarantees a robust maximum weight capacity of 350 pounds. That structural integrity is exactly why getting the initial inflation right is so critical if you're going to use this thing long-term.
All right, Section 3, maximizing daily comfort, the bed-like experience.
So if you're sleeping on this every single night, how do you bridge that final sensory gap? Well, according to real-world 5-star reviews from daily users, adding an extra deep pocket fluffy topper is the ultimate hack. Even with that soft, flocked top, an airbed still has a distinct rubbery feel, and let's be honest, it can run a bit cold since you're literally sleeping on a pocket of air. But adding a 2 to 3 inch thick memory foam or quilted topper completely masks that feel. It locks in the warmth and gives you true bed-like comfort.
I do have to give a quick warning on comfort, though. The bed features a raised bump at the top that acts as a built-in pillow. It's fantastic as a mini headboard to stop your actual pillows from sliding off the edge in the middle of the night. However, be warned, if you put your standard pillow directly on top of it, it might raise your head up a little too high and throw your neck uncomfortably out of alignment. Actually, most daily users find they need to slide down a few inches on the mattress to avoid this hump entirely, which does effectively cost you a few inches of legroom.
Which brings us to Section 4, Maintenance and Wear Patterns, Month 3 Reality. We're relying on data from over 55,000 real-world customer ratings here to see what actually happens after extended use. And look, a massive 72% of users give this a 5-star rating. They absolutely love the comfort, the height, and the speed of it all. But we really can't ignore that 8% chunk of 1-star reviews. When you dig into that data, it reveals a pretty mixed bag regarding long-term durability.
For daily users, the most common wear pattern reported within the first 60 days isn't some dramatic pop. Nope, it's a frustrating seam leak. This is where the bonded edges of the mattress develop tiny micro tears, making the bed slowly deflate overnight. It's kind of the harsh reality of relying on an inflatable product for permanent use.
To prevent those seam punctures and protect that nice flock surface, you have to be proactive. You literally must actively manage the air pressure. Don't just leave it fully pumped up all week while you aren't even sleeping on it. The manufacturer explicitly advises against leaving it fully inflated for extended periods. You really need to periodically deflate it slightly during the day to prevent overinflation stress on those delicate seams. And remember, spot clean only. Definitely don't throw harsh chemicals or excessive water on the flock top.
Oh, and as a quick surprising side note for any campers watching this explainer, this bed requires so much power to hit that impressive 60-second inflation mark that it will easily blow a standard car inverter. It draws around 210 to 240 watts, so unless you have a really robust portable power station, you're better off taking the manufacturer's advice and keeping this strictly for home use only.
Finally, Section 5, Warranty and Final Verdict, Preparing for the Worst.
Let's look at what happens when your daily sleep solution eventually encounters a defect or a leak. The manufacturer proudly markets a 1-year warranty, presenting themselves as incredibly responsive to issues like premature leaks. On paper, it's a great safety net, giving you some peace of mind that your investment is protected for at least the first 12 months.
However, let's contrast that with the reality on the ground. A lot of users report getting caught in a pretty frustrating customer service loop. Say a seam leaks in month 2. The manufacturer might actually kick the return claim back to the retailer, but the retailer often has a super strict 30-day return window. So, while the 1-year warranty totally exists for replacements, getting an actual refund if the bed fails can become a bit of a logistical nightmare depending on where you bought it.
Ultimately, the King Koil absolutely offers top-tier luxury, an incredible 20-inch height, and genuine chiropractic support for just a fraction of the cost of a standard bed. But it is a trade-off. You are essentially trading the bulletproof, long-term reliability of a traditional mattress for convenience and cost savings. You just kind of have to accept the reality that seam leaks and active air pressure management are going to be part of the daily routine.
So, armed with the knowledge of how to hack its comfort with a topper, how to properly inflate it, and how to carefully maintain those seams, we come back to you. Will you be swapping out your traditional mattress for this 20-inch tower of air, or is the risk of waking up on a slowly deflating bed a deal breaker for your daily sleep? Let that sit with you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep asking questions, and I'll catch you on the next one.